Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about skin types, because if you don't know what skin type you are, then how are you buying your makeup? Anyways, we'll get right on into it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get to it. Okay, so we're going to dive right into it. Today we're going to be talking about skin types and how to know what kind of skin type you are. So how this all kind of came about and what inspired me to do this was just a couple weeks ago. I was out shopping with my cousins. One was getting samples of foundation at Sephora, while the other one and I were just, perusing around, looking at all the beautiful makeup that we wish we could own. And she said to me, "Oh, I don't know what kind of skin type I am." And that really shocked me because she wears makeup a lot and she looks great and beautiful and I love her. But it just made me think she could potentially, and a lot of us, even myself included, have done this where we buy makeup. And have you ever put something on your face and been like, man, how come that's not staying? How come I look one way and then when I take a picture I look a totally different way? It could be potentially that you're not getting the right makeup for your skin type. So, good news, you don't have to be a scholar to figure this out. Like you all know, I'm just a mom sitting in a room, and I can tell you that there are some very easy tips to figure out what kind of skin type you are. So let's go ahead and start with it. So there's going to be oily skin, dry skin, normal skin, or what I like to call beautiful, perfect, blessed people. And then there's combination skin. So you have kind of 4 different kinds. There is a fifth that if you Google it, for example, sensitive skin can come up. I'm not really going to tackle that. I'm just going to stick with the main, if you're oily, if you're dry, if you're maybe a combo of the two, and which one are you predominantly. And then if you have normal skin. Which kind of normal skin, for example, we can just start there. So if you're normal skin, I'm oily skin, first of all, just so you know. I'm like a big giant oil pot straight to my face. And so for me, how I can easily tell if I'm oily is if I put makeup on, for example, and give me 30 minutes, maybe an hour, or maybe just a good little jog. I can't ride, I don't run. And all of a sudden, I'm just super, super shiny. Everything's starting to melt and not looking pretty. My pores are humongous. Humongous. They're huge. Just think, everything's bigger in Texas. Well, that basically is what my pores are like the main attraction. So right here, all in my nose zone and across my cheeks, gets really, really large pores and extremely oily. Now, if you have normal skin, for example, my really close cousin has normal skin. If you look at her face in the same area, which by the way, in case you don't know this already, this is called the T-zone. You will hear that a ton. You could walk in, even to like an Ulta, Sephora, or even just with a friend, and they'll say, hey, T-zone, T-zone, T-zone. And you're like, what's a T-zone? I don't know what that is. So the T-zone is literally make a T, put it in front of your face, and there you go. It's like a little cross. So you're going to go from your forehead, right in this area, straight down the nose, stop to your chin, and they're going to go from under your eye across over to the other eye. And that literally is the T-zone. I don't know, like a little Night at the Roxbury, maybe. Anyways, so you're going to concentrate your focus all in your T-zone. What does your T-zone look like? So like I said, for oily skin, right here in my T-zone, I'm super oily. However, once I had my baby, my skin started doing all sorts of crazy things. So I'm still predominantly extremely oily with large pores, concentrated in my nose area out to my cheeks. However, now I actually get dry patches right on my forehead, in my eyebrows, which means every time I do my eyebrows, I get flakes. It's awesome. And then I get a little bit of dry patch right underneath my lips, right where my chin is, like right there. Now, if your normal skin, like I was starting to talk about for my cousin, and her T-zone right there, she really doesn't have, her skin just looks really nice and smooth. She doesn't have a lot of pores. Not saying that she doesn't have pores, but they're like super, super tiny, like almost microscopic. Same with my sister. She stayed the week with me and I was just like staring at her face all right here and right where her cheeks are, right here in her part of her T-zone, was so beautiful. She has no texture. It's just perfect, beautiful, smooth skin. So lucky. So if that's you right here, and in these areas, you really don't have any dry patches, you don't have oil patches. Like if you were to take a blotting sheet and stick it in all of these areas and then hold it up to the light, and if it's not oily, if it's not flaky, you're blessed. That's all there is to it. Now, like my cousin who has normal skin, she still kind of goes maybe normal to combination, meaning that there are still times with different weather changes and whatnot, or depending on what she has on her face, because a lot of what we put on our face, what's in the foundation, what's in our concealers and all of that going on our face that we're putting on, can cause your skin to change a little bit. And so there are times, for example, where she can go a little tiny bit to the oil side, but for the most part, she is normal skin. Now, if you're dry skin, so, right, we talked about being oily, obviously they're going to be the exact opposite. So look in your T-zone. If you have dry skin, you will most likely have extremely small pores. Your skin's going to be tighter, more fine, and even like to the touch, and you can probably even see just by looking, flakes. So think of, it could be flaky, but it could also be like when you go, lay in the sun and get a suntan, and maybe you got a little too burnt, right? You know how your skin starts flaking off? It's kind of like that. So like I was saying, for me, I'm a little combo. I'm predominantly oil everywhere. I have a lot of pores, but in spots, like I was saying up here, you can in the morning, once I wash my face, I have to put moisturizer on, which you should be doing anyways, no matter what kind of skin type you are. But I definitely have to use a moisturizer and really concentrate it up in this area to make sure I get enough moisture in there, because you can actually see like flakes of skin because it's so dry. Now there are products that we will talk about in so many videos after this or before this. I'm not really sure when I'm going to put this one up, that basically adhere to all of our needs. So if you have oily skin, there's so many good foundations out there for oily skin. Same for dry, same for normal. But I mean, if you're normal, you really can't. I mean, how wrong can you go? So that's really it. Just a little side tip before I click this video off is you want to try and pay attention to your skincare routines, which we can do a video on that later. I was never one really for, having a ton of things to put on my face to wash, because I used to have very sensitive skin. I break out really easily. Ever since I was in junior high, my skin never kind of came out of that time where you just, your body changes and you grow up, but my skin never grew up out of it. So I was really afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Find and figure out your skin type and find products that are going to help you with your skin, because what we can put on our skin before all of the actual makeup, the foundation, is really just going to help all of that sit into the skin, so nicely, and just really make it seem seamless and flawless. So if you are oily, buzzwords, go to Target, you're online, wherever you're at, Ulta, Sephora, you want to look for things that say matte. Things that say pore reducer, pore finer, anything reducing. We want to get rid of those pores for us oily folks. If you have dry skin, you want to look for things that say glowy, dewy. Those are your words. Those are your buzzwords. So if foundation says matte on it, which this one does, this one says matte on it, that's for me. There it goes, flying everywhere. That's for me. But they have the same one that will say glow, pro glow, dewy. I want to stay away from that because I've got enough dew on this face that I don't want to attract even more to it. So that's really it. It's that simple. So let me know in the comments below what kind of skin type you are, or if you have any more questions or suggestions, any good tips or tricks for it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Oh my gosh, what is this eyelash doing? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm a cool mom. Just kidding. Mean Girls reference. If you've never seen Mean Girls, I don't know if we can be friends. Just kidding, Mom.